Hi everybody, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I hope you're all well. So this is going to be a quick live. I kind of pulled this live regarding the comments I was getting on the videos, Betty, and see what's going on. There's a lot of concerns, there's a lot of different things. We'll see what comes up in the reading and who this reading may touch based on the people that comment, okay? All right, so let's see what's going on with the collective. First card out is Temperance. So this is about healing. Sorry about that, I was getting a call. Okay, so this is about balance. I wonder what all this is about. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see, balance for what? What are you guys trying to heal and recover from? I'm gonna pull an Alice in Wonderland Oracle and see what happens. Okay. Okay. I got 3 of them, kind of a new deck, so I'm just gonna take it. Okay. We're all mad here. Everyone's a little different. Number 22, set your course. Know where you wish to go. Have a plan. Go in the right direction. Number 21, the right way. Learning to create what you desire. Now this one is the one I'm called to. Learning to create what it is you desire. And now I've officially picked up on the reading. Okay, that's just how I do it, guys. I pick up on a message, and if the message rings true for me, like if it hits me right between the eyes and I'm like, okay, this is the message, that's the one I want to do. That deck needs some serious love. All right, so we have Temperance and we have trying to manifest something, trying to do what you desire. Let's look at what's been preventing you from getting what you want. Okay, let's look at what's been preventing you. What's been preventing us from not getting what we want? What has been preventing us? Okay. Who has been preventing us? Oh, okay. Well, there's a big who. There's a big who. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. All right, that's a big who. Look at that, that's a big who. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it coming down. All right, put this away. What can we do to manifest what we want? What are the instructions? What can we do? What can we do? All right, well, these two want to stick. All right, what can we do? Bottom of the deck is the Star card. And this is about getting what you want, going after what you want. Okay? It's also about wish fulfillment, and it's about desire, and it's about healing. Again, just like Temperance came in, both of these cards represent, you know, the ultimate spiritual healing in the major arcana, spiritual balance and healing. Learning what you want to create what you desire. Sometimes what we want is not what we need, correct? Sometimes what we need to do is not what we want to do also. So that's something to think about also in this reading. And I'm not teaching kids, so I know you guys are like, Steph, we know this. Please don't be offended by the way I try to talk. I'm not trying to offend anyone, okay? All right, so let's just keep going here. Let's see what is preventing you. The first one is Queen of Cups. So this is going to be emotions. Emotions are getting in the way. Feelings are getting in the way. Isn't that funny? That's kind of what we were talking about yesterday. How emotions get in the way. Those 5 of Cups are getting in the way of our manifestation. If we let ourselves feel something so deeply, it becomes real. In many senses. It's not obvious, but it's an attraction. And the Queen of Cups knows about the law of attraction, and if you feel something consistently, believe me, it starts to manifest itself right before our eyes. It manifests. Okay. Let's just continue with the reading here. Let's see what else is the who. Who is blocking you from all this? The first one is Leo, Strength card. There could be a Leo blocking you. This could be a karmic Leo. Okay, birth dates would be August or September. Okay, those would be the Leos, Vedic and tropical. So there could be a karmic blocking you. There could also be a lover blocking you. This could also be a mother. This could be yourself. But there's a Leo energy here blocking the way. And it's about control. It's about ego. It's about pride. It's about... Hey, Daniel. Sorry, guys. Danny.
Yeah?
Can you please call Louis Pizza again? I think they called me.
Okay.
So, hey, I don't know if something's wrong or what's going on. Here's my wallet.
What's the
Maybe
number?
the card didn't go through or something. I don't know, but take those. No, don't call in here. Go call out there.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it was them. I didn't recognize the number. It's a number I haven't seen before, but the area looked like it was where Louis is.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you...
No, I am
borrow
working.
my phone.
No, you're gonna go call them. I'm working.
You mean, wait, well, why can't they call me?
Because I don't know their number. Why don't you just hit redial? Close my door.
Redial Louis.
Okay, go out of here, please. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Pizza drama. I ordered the kids pizza and for lunch. And I don't think something happened with my card. I think it could be Mercury retrograde at its finest. Maybe we gave them not enough digits or who knows what. But I think that was them. Anyways, we're just going to keep going. Okay. So anyways, the strength card is blocking you here. Let's see what else. This is who? Oh, 3 swords. Somebody broke your heart here. This is Gemini. It could be an air sign that broke your heart. This is literally the broken heart card. It could also be, you know, this is who. It could be yourself. You have a broken heart, and that's blocking you from the manifestation. It could also be pizza for 200, please. You're so funny. Yeah. And guess who doesn't get pizza? It's me. I don't get pizza. Only the kids get pizza. I'm torturing myself on a low-carb diet. It's torture, but I got to do it. Anyways, so obviously you might have a broken heart, or, you know, this is just like there, maybe, you know, I'm going to keep going with the reading. I have to get the whole picture before I open my mouth. The next one is the world. Pisces. It's over. Something's over. Okay, and then we have here the Ace of Swords. And then we have here the Hierophant. Ooh, boy. Okay. Now the picture's very clear. For whoever I'm reading for whoever this matches up, if you're having some trouble manifesting what you want, this is going to be it. You've kissed one too many frogs, hoping they would turn into a prince. Your judgments have been shitty. No offense, but they've been shitty. The people that you've chosen to love were not good people. And I'm not saying this isn't your divine. I'm just saying your history. You have a history here of kissing frogs. I don't want you to get mad at me because I want to tell you something. This would mean you have the south node of the moon, Ketu, or Rahu, in your 7th house. It could also be aspecting the 7th house. So it could be in the 1st house. You know, they're just reversed. They're axle. You know, wherever there's a Rahu, there's a Ketu. Wherever there's Ketu, there's Rahu. They're always looking at each other. This affects your marriage. Now, also Saturn being in your 7th house is going to affect marriage, even if it aspects. 7 places from the 7th house. Okay, there you go. There you go. And this is going to really put a damper on your married life. And I just feel like if you've had some of these placements in your chart, where Saturn has become difficult. Now, let's say you have also Ketu, which is the south node of the moon, with your Venus. You're going to have very big separations in your life early on in your life. It's predestined. It's already written in the stars. So you're going to have marital issues. Hey, I'm one of them. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I've spent enough time researching what the hell is wrong with me. And thank God for astrology. It's just something that is called karma, guys. We get placed here by choice in this body to learn lessons about ourself and love. Now, for the people that are suffering because Ketu's with Venus, or maybe Saturn, who is the delayer of marriage sometimes, is with your Venus, or all this is going down in your 7th house, okay, even 7 from your 7, then you're experiencing what I call relationship shit show, okay? And during your little relationship shit show, excuse my French, everybody, you have kissed one too many frogs. And that's just what happens. And don't let me even get started in the Mangla description of that even making it worse. If you have Mars and you're Mangla, basically you're just Manglic, okay? And if you have Mars in your 2nd and I can't even think today, 6th house, 7th house, 8th house, 12th house, there's a lot of partners in your life, okay? And that does mean sexual too. And I'm not putting nobody down. I'm just saying it is what it is. It is what it is. And you are put here to go through many, many partners. Okay, this is basically a line dance. You've been through a line dance learning lessons about love. Why we have these karmas, that's something else I have to read and go further into on the reasons why. But if you want to know about your past life, look where Ketu is, the south node of the moon. Open up that divisional chart for that house, wherever he is, and see and dissect it like a surgeon what happened in a past life. That's going to give you some clarity on who you were and what you were like in the past life. In my experience, if a lot of you guys were married and devoted to your spouse or family in a past life, if you're experiencing separations and breakups and trouble here in this life, it means you're supposed to focus on yourself. It means that you're supposed to be worrying about you, not in a relationship. And it doesn't mean to be single forever. It doesn't mean that. It just means when you get it finally in your head and it clicks that you're important and Guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Come on, Matthew. Okay, I'm here, guys. Okay, so apologies about that. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue here. So, okay. So anyways, now you know how to look at your past life, and you know that, part of this lifetime for you is to have self-love and a focus on that. And that's why we had healing with the star and temperance, because there's an energy here of self. And Sagittarius is the 9th house, and it's about self. And the star is about the 11th house, Aquarius. And it's about success, fulfillment, your life's achievements. The 11th house represents every single thing that you're going to get good in your life. It represents all your achievements. The star. You're the star of your chart. That represents what you're going to get. Check your 11th house, see what's going on in there, what's afflicting, what's not. I don't really see benefic and malefic as a big deal because all planets teach us lessons and give us blessings. So benefic, malefic, I don't know if I believe in all of that. But you might have something difficult. Like I said, maybe you have Venus and Ketu in the 11th house. That means all of your going to accumulate for love is going to be cut away from you. And I'm sorry to say, but sometimes that happens to people. And this is one of the reasons I don't like doing astrology for people. And God bless the astrologers out there that do astrology charts for people. And I know a lot of you astrologers don't tell people these things because you don't want to upset them. You don't want to piss people off. You don't want to tell them their fate. You want them to go about living their life. And most astrologers that I've spoken to have said, we do not display death. We do not talk about death. We do not talk about whether they're going to be married or get a divorce. We don't talk about bad things. And I understand that because, well, one, you think that there's going to be karma on you for talking about that. And I'm not sitting here saying it's doomsday, but I am a Sagittarius rising, and I am this card. I am this card right here. I don't tell lies, and I don't deceive, and I don't lead people down a primrose path, and I don't give false hope. If you're meant to have destruction of a marriage, maybe even repeatedly, I'm not going to lie to you about it and say it's going to be cupcakes and rainbows. Good luck. That leads people to suicide. I'm not going to do that. I think it's far worse karma to be dishonest than to be honest. But I will come to the conclusion where I will say things that I don't want to say. And there are some things that I won't even bring up because it's too much and I just don't. It's dark. But anyways, I guess where I'm going off on this is somebody here has something going on in their chart which is afflicting. And this is the star chart, which is your birth chart, the star card. So for me as a reader, I know that this has to do with astrology. It's not just pure luck. This is a lucky card. It's not just pure luck. It's not misfortune. It's not their fault. It's not your fault. It is a rebirth with karma. And it takes a hell of a lot to overcome karma. A hell of a lot. And for us to sit here and meditate and learn our astrology and see where we came from in the past life and what I have to learn now, that's Rahu. Rahu's going to show you what you need to learn now. And you're going to want to look in your birth chart, and you're also going to want to look in your D9, which is your luck, your fortune, your adult chart, how you're going to transform from a youth to a mature being, and what you'll be dealing with in that area with marriage. Okay, the D9 does talk about the marriage. And if you're not married, you might want to check what's going on in your D9 chart. However, just real quick, and I hope I don't confuse or lose anybody here, but the D9 chart is for people 35 years old or older. Some astrologers have said if you got married at a young age, in your 20s, whatever, you can look in your D9 chart and it will still represent your married life, which could be true. I feel more drawn and pulled to believe that the D9 chart represents your adult life, 35 or older. That's just my opinion, and I've studied it on my own chart, and that's what I agree with. Because I look at my birth chart and I look at my D9 chart and I say, I can see where I was having issues as a younger person, and now in my D9 chart I can see where I've changed and how I manage relationships today. And they're very different. And the karmas are different, and it's based on what you learn. Okay, so we're going to keep going. The person that is stopping you could be yourself, but it could also be a lover. It could also be a karmic. And hell, it could be all three. You, yourself, and a karmic. We got the 3 of swords. Broken heart. Could be all 3. But I do see that is over. And I see that there is marriages that are over. Broken marriages, broken relationships, broken commitments. This is the community card. It is the commitment, the oath. It is responsibility. It is honor. And I just see that you've had a lot of broken commitments in your life. The truth is, you have to overcome them. That's part of your karma. Spirit, tell me about the world and how the person I'm reading for has overcome broken heart and hardship. Tell me about the world and what, has been dealt with. Okay. Unavoidable and blocked. So, 10 of Swords, basically. This is the big elephant in the room. It's completely unavoidable. You cannot deny that you have suffered in relationships. Whoever I'm reading for, you've probably had at least one big separation or one big divorce. whoever I'm reading for is really having a hard time. If I'm reading for someone that, let's just say you're younger, let's say you're under 30 years old, okay? The person I'm reading for here has had many relationships. And the reason being is because, like I said, Mars has afflicted in some of those houses. And there's a Ketu problem. There's a south node of the moon with a Venus or in the 7th house of commitments and relationships with other people. Okay? So there's something here about that. And to be honest, I have the 3 of Swords. I think by the time you turn 30 or you're in your 30s, a lot of this will open up in front of you like a book. You're going to get a message. It's going to start opening your eyes, broadening who you are, broadening your vision on love, everything. It's just going to change. And then when you hit 35, it's really going to be effective. Okay? It's really going to be effective. So I see age could be an issue here, but it's also just the chart. Okay? You freaking give up? Someone says they give up. Oh, goodness. It's tough. And, you know, I intended on doing just a tarot reading here, guys, but let's stop wasting our time here. This is for someone that is struggling in a manifestation. And I am put here for a purpose. I am a tarot card reader and astrologer for a purpose. I help people figure their shit out. So you don't keep getting stuck in the mud and having to wait for what? For an epiphany, which is what this is. Some of your issues, my dear, are flat out in your chart and there's no avoiding it. They're unavoidable. Some of these are karmic problems that have to be gone through. Separations, divorce, heartache, third-party drama, deaths of lovers. Let's not get started on that. I looked in my chart and it said multiple. Can you believe that? Listen to this. I looked at my chart. I got it done by a professional. It literally said I would suffer and be a widow and basically grieve multiple husbands. Like, God, I might as well be the Black Widow. The Black Widow, you know, and I don't kill people, guys, but you know what I mean? The movie, you know, and it's like, Jesus, what, if I would have known I was going to lose spouses, shit, I would have got some insurance money. I'm just kidding. I got to lighten up the mood when I can, guys. The truth of the matter is I did suffer a lot, and to lose a fiance at a young age, and to lose my father, and to lose my kid's father, all before the age of 35 is extremely painful and a lot of grief. And yeah, the men in my life were lost, you know, and for some reason that was part of my karma. And I looked into their charts and that was part of their karma, losing an early life, well, losing their life at a young age. And so it's all part of the plan. A lot of people, you guys question, you know, and these are for people that have a lack of faith. And I've been there. And especially right now with Saggy and Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto all in one house, and Jupiter is transitioning. It's at its Gandanta point, which is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. It's transiting. So it's a very, very argumentative and spiritual death kind of time right now. Literally, spiritual beliefs are dying as this planet transits to Saggy. But I just feel like there's just been such an awakening for me. There's so much pain. There's so much suffering. But if we understand our chart, we'll be able to cope with this pain and overcome it. And I remember in the Bible it says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge or a lack of wisdom. They perish with a lack of knowledge and wisdom. And really that means to me that Jesus was saying, you perish before you even learn your chart. You die and suffer before you even realize the lessons you've had to learn. You could have lived again and been reborn and had a whole new awakening, a whole new healing, and a whole new life. But we perish in death because we just die to self. We give up. We quit. We don't want to learn the lessons, and that is a spiritual death. Okay? We cannot allow ourselves to die a spiritual death for a lack of knowledge. We need to figure out what have we done in our past life, what debts need to be repaid. And it's not a form of suffering. I shouldn't say debts. I should say lessons. So we can move forward and start getting the good stuff. Am I right? The sooner we learn that we have to go through certain lessons, let's tackle them. Why do I have to go through any more deaths? Why do I have to go through any more heartaches and grief before I wake up and say, Steph, learn how to heal, learn how to grieve, learn how to let them go, and be strong and move on. They're still alive, and you can communicate with them, and you will be reunited again. Why can't I learn that now? Why do I need to wait 20 years till I feel that way? Or maybe my next life. I could sit here grieving forever, guys, and a lot of you guys have met people that have lost so many people, and they grieve for like their whole life, and they're just miserable. And those are the people that do not manifest what they want. They stay stuck in a repetitive cycle and lesson that is karma. However, we're different here on this channel. We learn our karmic lessons and we move on. So I see here, now whether you're dealing with death or breakups, mostly here I see divorce and separations. It's about overcoming that and being strong by yourself, conquering your inner demons, having that aha moment of clarity, the awakening, realizing that some of this karma is unavoidable, and unless you conquer it, you're blocked. There will be no manifestation, there will be no union, there will be no nothing until you conquer what it is you need to learn. And you guys are saying, Steph, what do I have to learn? Stephanie, what do I have to learn? Let's get a couple cards. What is it you have to learn? A lot of it's healing and grieving over the loss of relationship, okay? Healing and grieving over the loss of love. Now, like I said, death can be one of it, but a lot of it here is marriage or commitment, and you are still hurting. Whoops, okay. What is it you have to learn? Oh, Shiznit. Victory over the broken heart. That can't come at a better time, more clear. So see how that's in reverse? That means the swords are falling out. See, they're falling out of the heart now. This is a healing. It's no longer painful. It's starting to fall out. And then that's how you have a win and victory and success and recognition. Recognition of the pain and realizing that you can heal it. So yeah, I love that we've gotten 3 swords, 2 3 of swords, which really just means to me that you guys are handling these matters. This is the problem. And let's just get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the bread and butter here, guys. The bread and butter of this reading is flat out, and I'm going to talk to whoever I need to talk to. Please don't be offended. Take what I say as a little crumb of knowledge, okay? You have it in your chart to suffer divorces or many relationships. It's already there. It's unavoidable. There's nothing you can do about that. It's nothing you did wrong in this life. Okay? I don't know about your past life, but it's nothing you did wrong here. Sure, there's little things you can learn. Maybe you were too controlling. Maybe you were too jealous. Maybe you were insecure. Maybe you didn't love yourself enough. Those are easy lessons. And you're going to learn that. You're going to learn them, and that is a reason, that you went through them. But realize that you are not cursed. You are not doomed. Just realize that you have things that you have to conquer in this life, and it's your duty. It's your oath, and it's your responsibility. And you knew about this, and you know this man from your past life. Your earlier higher self knows this about you. And your higher self wants to remind you, as above, so below. As within, so without. Listen to how that sounds. Let's just jump into the as within, so without. That is the key to manifestation. As within my heart, so without, outside of my heart. If you have daggers in your heart, You will have daggers outside where you get to see your front view of brokenheartedness, separation. Separation, divorce, brokenheartedness. So, that is what needs to be conquered, this Three of Swords. The Strength is like, come on, we can do this. Six of Wands is Leo. Strength is Leo. I don't care if a Leo's blocking you or you're a Leo, or there's a karmic Leo, or all of the above Leos. The point is, Leo talks about strength, overcoming obstacles, forgiveness, and this is why I picked this picture. There's a divine soulmate pair here. He's hurt her, and she's hurt him. They have forgiven each other, and they've overcome their bullshit. Secondly, this represents the divine feminine. Look how beautiful. The divine feminine and the divine masculine in one body. It represents your yin and your yang. You have to conquer both parts of yourself and find some kind of balance. And even the number 8 has the infinity symbol, which is about balance. And it talks about as above, so below, as within, so without. That's the infinity symbol. And around we go. So you're meant to conquer these feelings and finish them once and for all so you can move on. Conquering these Queen of Cups emotions is going to be the hardest. This is also mental, because the moon represents mental, and the moon rules Queen of Cups. She is Cancer. She's not Cancer. I mean, she's not cancerous. She's Cancerian, okay? And it's about going forward, and it's about conquering your mental and emotional state. And that's what's at stake here. Who here can raise their hands and say, Steph, I suffer with mental anxiety and emotional ups and downs very, very much.
I know.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm trying to make room here, but there's so much stuff out here.
Okay, that's enough. I'll be right back, guys.
Mommy, Daddy's not giving
Okay.
me pizza.
I'm giving you pizza.
All right,
But first I need to clear room so I can put.
There's toys everywhere. Hang on, guys. Don't start with me. And where is the pizza?
The pizza in my room. I was making.
Oh wow, no wonder he came to my room crying.
I was.
Just get it.
I put it there so I can make room on the table. That's so hard. My God.
Oh my God. I am not equipped for teenager hormones at all. My son, I love him. He's a good boy, you know. He has really good moments, and then he has crazy moments. It is what it is. It's so funny because we're dealing with teenagers, and this is probably, oh my God, it fits this reading. We are teenage souls. We are teenager souls. We are up and down with emotions, full of anxiety and hormones, not understanding the complexity of our chart and our karma, just acting very immature with this whole thing. And when we get very upset, we yell, we freak out, the emotions come out. That's just what Danny did. And I was gonna say, he's between a man and a boy. He is at the point where he loves toys. He loves his toys and his room and his figures and all that, and cartoons, and he can act very childish. And then he goes into the stage where he's a man and he can handle his own channel and his own friends and girls, and he's mature. He even can be my counselor. He's so mature in meditation. You know, he's got a maturity to him. But sometimes, you know, that in-between stage of being fully grown pops out. And it is the immaturity. And so I think that's perfect timing that all this went down, you know. um, the pizza got here and he decided to torture his little brother and put the pizza in his room instead of the kitchen. And so Matthew was freaking out, and he said he was making room on the table for the pizza, but we all know, come on, torturing someone and taking the pizza to your room and leaving them out is going to cause problems. Don't be a bully. Don't pick on him. He thinks it's funny half the time, and then he gets mad when I call him out on it. But it's not, you know, and so that's a maturity. Maturity needs to happen here. And sometimes the universe gets down on us and puts a tower to smack that ass, or takes something away from you, or gets onto you and corrects you. You know who that is in your chart? Saturn. Saturn wants to spank you, put obstacles in front of you, make you learn a lesson, give you a hardship, and, you know, it is kind of a punisher. You know, Saturn comes in to punish and bad behavior, and Saturn is death, and Saturn is karma. Saturn is the one planet that you can count on who, by the way, takes care of everybody's karma. The ones that have done you wrong will be having a visit from Saturn. If you've done someone wrong, Saturn will visit you. It's just what we have to deal with. And Jupiter is the principal. Jupiter is the principal of the school, the guru. Okay, this is Jupiter right here. Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius, and Jupiter is the guru, the teacher, the spiritual enlightener. Okay, he brings light to the dark. He gives lessons. He also gives gifts and abundance and gold and wealth and children and marriage. Jupiter brings the spouse and brings all these good things, the big house, the job, the career, the knowledge. Jupiter brings you all of this. But he does work with Saturn, but he's more nice. He tries to teach you lessons and give you things through spiritual growth. But Jupiter can also smack that ass. He is the principal. And when Jupiter wants to give you a hard lesson, he will give you a very hard lesson. So right now, you guys are probably having your butt spanked by Jupiter and Saturn. And now Ketu too. It's like, wow, three's a charm, isn't it? Three's just a big old whammy. Your soul is learning to grow up, and it's getting smacked and told it's time to grow up. You are learning that the fantasies of love and marriage, everything you thought marriage was supposed to be, relationships were supposed to be and look like, that whole paradigm is shifting. You're learning that, it's not cupcakes and rainbows. Marriage and relationship is actually requiring me to forgive almost unforgivable acts, to love myself at my darkest hours, to seek wisdom and strength when I want to cry, to stand up and be strong and hold a tall sword in front of me and deal with the truth and not be scared of the dark, because I'm no longer looking for a guru. I'm no longer looking for the lighthouse. I woke up and realized I am the lighthouse. He is in me, and I am part of the Creator, and I am the light. I am source. I have that in me. I can conquer all things. I am victorious. So we have to grow up. And just like Alice in Wonderland, you know, I remember in that show, and she was just like, oh, reading books is boring. This is boring. Can't we go do something fun? Can't we create something? Can't we just have fun? Can't we have a beautiful life? You know, think of you as Alice. You're sitting on a tree, kicking your legs up and down, you know, listening to a boring book, and your mind is wandering in fantasy. Just like even the labyrinth, you know, it's getting twisted upside down. Your whole paradigm shifts. Everything you thought would be fun isn't fun. She thought having, you know, houses that were so cute and full of fantasy and tea parties at any hour and staying up all night and, you know, being curious, chasing the white rabbit would lead to some fun. And really, she just got lost in a dark, twisted world. all her little wants and desires and fantasies were really not what she needed. You sure, it needs balance. And Temperance says, have some fantasy, but don't have all fantasy. There's a balance here that needs to happen. Even the, that figure H just really speaking to me about balance. The infinity symbol. And so we're meant to have balance. And there are some parts of us that are very childlike still, our soul. And we want to imagine the white picket fence and the happy marriage. And we want to imagine the children and the dog and the cat and the goldfish and birthday parties and Christmases. We all have this mindset what a perfect family would look like. Even if it's not heterosexual, you have a fantasy of what you think love should look like. And then when you really get into it, you realize that try as you might, there's a lot of times that it just doesn't turn out to be that way. The birthday party ended up to be you sweating bullets, not putting your makeup on, not looking your best, serving everybody. The 2 hours seemed like 2 seconds because it went by so fast. You're putting food out late. You're trying to take pictures of your kid and have fun, and you imagine yourself just having a great time in this birthday party, but really you're just going frantic. And there's your big, there's your big, beautiful birthday bash. It doesn't even turn out the way you thought. It turns out kind of being stressful. Even holidays, you listen to the holiday music and it's like, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And you're like, yes, and my family's gonna go crazy. There's gonna be fights at home, people spazzing out, and it's not so fun. Okay? And, I have to put a twist on it, guys, because, shit doesn't turn out the way you think it would. And, yeah, markers, we have a lot of snow. So, basically, let's learn our lessons. Holidays don't always turn out the way we want. Shit, vacations, OMG, vacation. Something's going on. Let me see what happened here. Is that better? Okay. There you go. Mercury's finest. Mercury's finest. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. It was no phone call. I didn't get a phone call. That was weird. It just acted crazy. All right. So anyways, let's just move on with this reading, okay? Basically, this relationships and marriage are a lot like Christmas and vacations and birthdays. It's not going to turn out the way you imagine that it would. And Spirit is telling me this one very important message. Don't over-fantasize your vision of this relationship that you're trying to bring forth. There's a reality to it that you need to face. There's going to be broken hearts and forgiveness. There's going to be tough words, tough conversations. There's going to be hardship and effort and dedication. There's also going to be a lot of love and fantasy and happiness. But marriage and responsibility means you're tying two worlds together. And that brings your problems and their problems into one big pot. And before we can manifest the relationship we want the right way, we have to learn to create what we desire. And first of all, Spirit's saying, guys, you have to maybe tweak what it is you desire. Because if you desire this fantasy, that's not the right way. If you desire a realistic approach to the relationship, that's not the right way. Ooh, gotcha. I want to make sure you're listening. Yes, I said that. If you're manifesting a very realistic approach, that's not going to work either. And you want to know who I'm talking to? Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Aquarius, Pisces. No, Pisces is too fantasy. I'm going to take you out. No, Pisces is not. It's basically the earth signs. I would also dare to say Libra. Gemini is very fantasy. So I'm going to stick to that. Scorpio would not be. No. Even though Scorpio's fixed, a lot of you guys are Scorpio and tropical, and that makes you a Libra. And if that makes sense, that's why I named Libra, because Libra is all about realistic. And look at the planets that rule them. Pervadic. Saturn ruling Libra in ancient times, even though Venus rules Libra now, but Saturn did rule Libra. Saturn ruling Aquarius. Hello, serious mind. Saturn ruling Capricorn. Hello, serious mind. Taurus is the bringer of stability. Even though Venus rules Taurus, it's all about stability. You have to be grounded. You have to have it one way. It has to be just so. The stubbornness comes in so it can be the strength and stable energy it needs to be. Getting into Virgo, dear God, that might be the worst. No offense, Virgos, but you guys are all about comparisons. Very closely and tied with Libra. I almost feel like Virgo and Libra are twins. You are twin souls. You both measure and weigh everything out. You both have to have perfection, an evenness, a balance. You both have to overthink things because you want to make sure it's precise. You're very detail oriented and OCD. So when you think about your future, you guys, I'm just going to say it. Y'all want to pull out a list. Tell me I'm wrong. You want to pull out a list and you want to name top to bottom how shit should be. And when you talk to your lover, you want to get clarity. Am I right? Just tell me. This right here is clarity. When you talk to your partner, can we just get clear on one thing, lover? What is it you want out of this relationship? What do you see in 10 years? What is your plan? Do you have a plan? Oh my God. And now I know why the universe is like holy crap freaking out, because you can't do that. The plan is the plan is your birth chart. That's the plan. Let's just stick to that. Everything else is up to manifestation and lessons. And this is where it gets touchy for me in relationships with the Three Swords. A lot of you guys get a broken heart. And if you did fall in line with any of those signs that I talked about, you're going to ask them one question. Is it okay for me to move on? And I'm not saying you're literally going to use those words, but you have to have closure. You have to know how they really feel. You have to have that one conversation to end it or make it. You have to have that talk, okay, before you can move on. It's like, well, I've been putting myself on hold here, Steph, for ancient years, and I'm hurt and pissed off, quite frankly, about the bullshit and the roundabout that we've been dealing with, the broken promises, the misleadingness, and Steph, I really think I just need to send an email or have this conversation in person, and I just need to have it out with this person and talk about my feelings and speak my truth and get it off my back, and then I'll be released. Then I can go on and go into the world. That to me is asking permission from someone. Is it okay for me to move on? How is that conquering or overpowering your karma? I'm very serious. I'm very serious. Looking for, and this is your karma for those signs that I mentioned. Your karma is you are put here with something inside you to desire closure, stability. Let me fix this. I'm like, every time my phone gets interrupted multiple times, it's like the signal gets weak. Hopefully not now, but anyways, I'm a little bit matrixy. So anyways, look, I'm very serious. Your karma is that you are going to have to conquer yourself. This is the strength. You're going to have to deal with your inner demons. It does not make you a bad person to have OCD and want to list and have closure. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do, but in this love department, in this karmic energy, it kind of is. Because if you refuse to conquer yourself, then you're basically shutting the door on any manifestation that you're trying to get from this energy. Because you're basically shutting the door on yourself. You're telling the universe, thanks, but no thanks. Thanks for telling me I have to learn a lesson. I don't like it, and I don't want to learn it. Hello, stubbornness, pride, ego. I deserve, blah, 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 pride, ego. I want, blah, 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 pride, ego. You get my drift. So until we can conquer that beast within, and that is the beast, the lion, then you can kiss your manifestation goodbye. Because it is about refusal of learning the lessons that need to be learned so you can manifest what you need. Now, those are for the signs that I touched on. That is your karma. You're going to have to conquer yourself and realize that you get to move on when the hell you say you move on. If you want to go date someone, if you want to go talk to someone, if you want to go out and smile and live, that even though your person has blocked you or ignored you or not responded or is not giving you the attention you desire, you do not need to have a conversation and closure and an email and a letter and blase blase with this person. You, my dear, have to get the balls and the cojones to get the strength and go about your business and say, I move on because I move on. I look not for your permission. I do not need your words. I do not need to hear your reasons and your logic and your excuses and how you feel because, you know, quite frankly, most of it's bullshit. That person may be struggling with their own karma, which is being honest, which is why you guys are having a problem in the first place. They can't get their words out. They can't talk about their emotions unless they're drunk or unless they're, you know, I don't know, super emotional one day. Then they can talk about it. But why is that your problem? That's their karma. And yours is to stop looking for that closure from those people. That, my dear, is a codependency. And you may not have known it till today and not believed it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. There's all different forms of codependency. And needing closure and words from someone is codependent because it's stopping you from being able to move forward. I'm sorry to be harsh. I love you. I love you. And I'm saying things that are true because I love you and I'm a Saggy. This is what Saggies do. They don't bullshit. I'm sorry. And I don't like being that person, but sometimes I have to be. Okay, so we're done. We're done. You're done with your hard ass. Okay, I'm done being a hard ass on you. I'm going to jump onto the other ones. Okay. Now, dealing with a fire sign energy, which could be you, Leo. We're talking Leo, Aries, Sagittarius like myself. What is the karma for the broken heart that needs to be dealt with for you to move forward? And it is simply this. No, everything is not okay. Fire signs, you're very good at putting on the mask and saying everything's okay. Because you are the protector. You are the leader. You are the strength in people's eyes. Maybe your own family. Maybe you're so used to being strong and moving on without permission that it almost kills you to be sensitive, quiet, vulnerable, weak. Oh, did I just touch a nerve? Did I just touch a nerve, fire signs? Yeah, weakness to the fire sign is death. I am not even prepared to be weak. There you go. And you have to be conquering yourself, your inner worst fears, your innermost hurts. Fire signs, you are definitely So strong that I think you've even fooled yourself. You have fooled yourself to believing everything's fine. You're done with the bull. You're moving on to bigger, better things. You're ready for a new start, but here's the problem with your manifestation and why it's not happening the right way. Is because the feelings are blocking you here. They're in the back. Thank you for the 1111, Sean Vaughn. Thank you. So yeah, these feelings are getting in the way. And they're hidden very, very deep. And you're behind a veil. You're smiling on the outside and you're dying on the inside. Sometimes you don't even know that you're dying on the inside because you're so strong you fooled yourself. There needs to be some good emotional cries. There needs to be a complete breakdown. There needs to be a moment of weakness. When you face your feelings, you face your fears. Then you conquer and you destroy. That's your strength. Gemini, you're going to go along with the water signs because, believe it or not, you're a people person. And you and Cancer have a lot in common. So Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You know what? I'm going to change that. Gemini, you are a little bit different. You're different than everybody. You're different than Libra and Aquarius. And you're different than the water signs. You talk so much and you stay so busy that you don't have time to deal with the matters at heart. So Gemini, my advice to you specifically in manifesting the right way is to make more time for the things that really matter, because time management is kicking your ass. You give to the neighbors, you give to the kids, you give to the dogs, you give to every single body. Gemini is the first person to say, oh, you need someone to stay late after work and work, late on Christmas? I'll do it. Gemini, you're the first person that wants to achieve. You want to be the best. You want to be the best student. You want to be the best parent. You want to be the best at what you do in your job. You have a go-getter, Rahu attitude. Rahu co-rules your sign, in case you didn't know that. The north node of the moon. So you are a bottomless pit of desire. So Gemini's always wanting and wanting and wanting and wanting, and it's endless, and that's Rahu. I just feel for you, even though Mercury rules you, it's all about being busy and staying too focused on other things. And you really just don't have time. You really just don't have time to deal with your feelings. You're so driven by success and you're so driven by being the best, it prevents you from getting what you want. There's a level of humbleness and peace and serenity that your monkey brain mind. You need to slow down and breathe. Gemini needs to just breathe. Breathe it in, man, and just slow down. There are desires that you will fulfill, and you are the master manifestation. So once you realize what the goal really is, you can go. But there are some emotions and some feelings that have not been dealt with for you either, because you've been too busy to, quite frankly, deal with them. And you have too much going on. You're juggling way too much. You want your little Ghostbuster toy? Okay. All right, sweetie. Close my door.
Okay.
Good baby. I love you. And that's something, Gemini, you're very childish. You're very childlike. You love to play. You love to have fun. And that also can pull you away from the necessity of manifestation. It's like, and a lot of people call you two-faced Gemini, and they say, Gemini is cold or hot, in and out. Gemini just wants to move on. Gemini's like, you know what? Stopping and whining about it doesn't fix shit. I'm not going to sit here and whine about anything and be a ninny. I'm going to, dry my tears, go out to the carnival with my friends after a breakup. I'm going to, go to this seminar and learn this, more important thing for work and not let my defeat get to me. You're very determined, and you get back up on your feet a lot. A lot of Geminis like to stay busy. You like to constantly be busy and do things. You like to go out, to the zoo, to the park, to the museum, to friends, to you just like to do things. You like to keep your mind preoccupied. You can't just sit still. You have to keep your mind focused and busy. Mercury represents the nervous system. So imagine, Gemini, you're always on nerves, and people do misunderstand you. They treat you as cold because you can pick up and move on, because you don't want to let your nerves get the best of you. You have to keep doing something so it doesn't haunt you like that. You're basically the remedy for disappointment. You're constantly moving on. So again, with probably what's preventing you from ultimate success with your manifestation is just being too busy. And that can be so hard. That can really prevent you. And are you guys watching? Because I'm not seeing any comments. I don't know what's going on. The last comment I have is Yes Love by Mighty God. I don't know how long ago that was. I think this recording might have stopped, or there's a glitch, or there's something. So I'm going to click off and do a part 2. Unfortunately, that's what I have to do. I'll be back. Mercury retro is already almost here.